Shine your light and let the whole world see. Jesus, singing for the glory of the risen King. Oh. Hi everyone, it's Powder, the snow leopard. I just really have been exploring lately, sometimes on the internet, and I wanted really today to preach about a subject that just really touches me, because I see so much of a schism between believers of not only all religions, but even of just the Christian religion. I see so much enmity and complete animosity towards Muslims by supposed believers, towards Christians by Muslims, by all these different groups, by all these different groups. Why? Why are we hating each other? You know that Satan is the accuser of the brethren, right? You know that he's the resistor and the enemy of the brethren, right? So, when you're kind of accusing your brethren of having a false religion, wow, that's kind of like stepping on them in the worst possible way. How would you feel if someone came into your church and literally said that you were all going to hell because you were following the wrong religion? I mean, you may think that you're bold and mighty, but I don't think that you'd stand up well to that. Anyway, I'm kind of improving a little bit, as I'm prone to do. Sorry about the lighting, everybody, but thank you for welcoming me back onto your YouTube channel. There's a lesson there somewhere in the New Testament, as there often is. The Pharisees thought Jesus was a heretic. In fact, the true hypocrites of that day thought that Jesus was such a heretic that they actually condemned him to murder. And I really would like to offer that as a lesson to all believers. If you're quick to judge someone as a heretic or condemn them and their entire religion and their entire way of being, even if you're condemning their interpretation of whatever religion you confess to follow, aren't you kind of being exactly like the Pharisees and Sadducees? I mean, they hated Jesus to the point of crucifying him on a cross. I mean, if you're jealous of somebody else's faith, that's kind of between you and God. Why don't we work on our own faith instead of condemning other people's faith? Because I'll tell you honestly, if you're condemning somebody else's faith, you probably don't have much of your own. You know, in and of itself, that lesson, that illustration of the religious righteous crucifying God, crucifying Jesus, his righteous, holy messenger, that in and of itself ought to lend us a lot of patience and humility. I mean, really, we ought to think long and hard before we want to look down on someone. Hopefully, we're helping someone up. And I don't mean like this whole love the sinner, hate the sin garbage. Okay, if you have hate in your heart, then you have less room for God. Okay? I mean, Paul makes it a point to talk about being a true Israelite. He's like, being an Israelite isn't about birth. It isn't about that at all. Being a true Israelite is being circumcised in the heart towards God. And the same is true with being a Muslim. You're not a Muslim because you practice Islam. You're a Muslim because you know God and you listen to him and you obey his love. Okay? Anyone that thinks that God isn't love doesn't know God. It literally says that in the Bible. I mean, if you have hate in your heart, you have a lot less room for Jesus. Okay? If you're a real Israelite, then you already are a real Muslim. Okay? If you already are a real Muslim in the heart, then you already are a Christian. And if you really are a Christian in the heart, then you're a Buddhist and a Taoist and a Hindu in the heart. In the heart. Where is our heart? Are people wise because of their birth? Are they wise because they were born into the right family at the right time? No. People are wise because they become wise. They seek wisdom. They humble themselves enough to know that only God is wise. If someone is truly wise, then trust me, they know God, okay? People are wise because they come to understand that all of our actions have consequences. You want to know the wrath of God? Think about the consequences of your actions. And think about that part of your brain that doesn't recognize that other people are different from yourself. There's a part of your brain that thinks everything is pretty much the same. So when you're saying that somebody else's religion is false, that part of your brain is telling you that you are saying that your religion is false. Okay? I'm not trying to be upsetting or anything. What's with all the schisms? Don't we know that one of the fruits of the flesh is dissension? I mean, if you can only extend that to other so-called believers of your so-called religion, then I'd like to invite you to meet Jesus, okay? The inclusive ruler of the galaxy. If God is exclusive, what are my odds? What is anybody's chance? If God picks us by raffle, or we gotta, I mean, come on. All right, anyway, people are wise because they understand the interconnectedness of all things. We're a single organism on this planet. This planet is a single organism. You're a part of that. And if you're busy trying to crucify the other members of your organism, you will not be functioning properly. Okay? That's just simple biology. Okay? If I'm busy trying to cut off my hand, I will not be functioning as a person. Okay? The next time you want to cut off your hand, go eat a sandwich. Okay? I'm talking spiritually, but seriously, the next time you want to go cut off your hand, go eat a sandwich, okay? Let's pray for each other. What happened to that? I'm tired of condemning everybody, okay? The Koch brothers, the Rothschilds, Muslims, Arabs, ISIS, anybody, I don't condemn you, okay? Let that be known before God, because I am just so sick of all that condemning. You know that what you fill your heart with is what you are giving to God as a gift? If you fill your heart with anger and prejudice, and then you call it the love of God, don't you think that would be offensive? I mean, really, if you're packaging your own prejudice and insecurity as the true faith, aren't you just kind of being insecure? I mean, where is our faith? You know? I mean, anyway, I'm rambling, but I did want to say something. You know, once upon a time when I wasn't accepting of my own sexuality, I was pawning it off on everybody else. I was acting out, I was being really sexual, really lewd, really promiscuous, because I couldn't accept that I have a sexuality. And the more I come to accept it, the more I don't need to do any of that. And I'd like to invite everyone to really think about religion and politics in that way, okay? If you're busy trying to make somebody accept you and your religion, you probably don't accept yourself and your own religion. The people that are trying to get everybody else to love them have very little love for themselves. And again, I don't say that to be condemning. I say that to bring light and healing. If you notice someone being condemning, don't take it upon yourself to be extra rude to them or to avoid them. What kind of a jerk are you? Who are you to judge somebody? You have no idea what people have been through as a species, as individuals. Look around you. This place is full of interesting stories, and we all have one. Malcolm X said, don't be so quick to judge somebody who doesn't think like you or act like you, because there was a time when you didn't think those things and you didn't do those things yourself. I know there was a time when I was with everybody else, you know, saying crucify this guy, crucify that guy, and I was serious. I mean, I not being a believer, but just being a heretic, a nobody. Just let's kill everybody for everything. Well, that kind of kills everybody for everything. Anyway, I'm running out of time, guys. I just wanted to say that I love you all. That's all I really wanted to say. Let's not judge each other. Let's pray for and love each other. Not this false love with the lowercase l, but the real love. Look up the word I. It's spelled A-I in Japanese. It means the love that is always giving. That's God's love. Namaste.